So here we have Betrayal, Deck of Lost Souls, game designer. There we go. Here is the back, and a bunch of cards is the contents. Let's go ahead and get this opened. We got us a rule book, scan to learn more, object of the game, explorers, traitor, a guide to the deck, different cards, new, how to play it. But then here's just a setup for a 4-player game. There are changes for a 3 and a 5. How to play on your turn. Here's an example of the Omen phase, playing as the traitor, accusing other players of being the traitor, end of the game. Other ways to play. So the 5-player, the 3-player, a very challenging and advanced game. Here are the different characters you can be, and the back. So as I said, this is just basically a card game, as it is just a whole big deck of cards. Let's go ahead and start with, these are the curse cards, so they all have this back. And if you run your finger over, it actually does have some texture. You can maybe kind of see that if I can get the lighting just right. It does have that UV. So you have your curse number. You're going to line them up in curse order, what it's going to require by the end of the game. And then it actually says down here the names, and again the 1, and this has the gold foil on it. So there's your 6 curses. All right, now we're going to look at the different characters that you can be. So again, same kind of texture on the back, gold foil on the front. I will say it is kind of hard to see these names with the gold foil, but here's your occultist, and it's got a little symbol on it. And you have your soldier, your merchant, your alchemist, and your inquisitor, which, if you can see there, inquisitors for 5-player games only. Start the game with 1 extra item card. Now we're going to get into the item cards. There's a big stack of them. There's its name. This can be used as a hint, which you'll see what that means if you stick around for the how to play. And it says place this card next to Star-Crossed Desire or Necrotic Chrysalis. So you have your hints. And now you're getting into here. And these, if I remember correctly, only certain people can use these ones. That's what that symbol up there means. Or actually, I think that's what this symbol means. This symbol is in relation to the Omens, fixing them. This is who can actually use it. So your physician's bag. I will say, even though it's thematic, the writing that they chose to do on these cards does make some things kind of hard to read. And the cards just seem kind of busy with some of the stuff. Like, look at all that text on there. If all requirements to defeat an omen have been met except one, you may play this card to discard items, including this one, in place of the missing item. Discard 1 item for a minor omen, 2 for a major omen, and 3 for the true curse. This card is reusable. So some of these do have special powers. This is just a worthless item. So you do have some worthless items. This means you'd have to discard it when using it, because it is a hand grenade. This is a worthless item. These are actually only used when you're doing the advanced, harder games. So there are all of your items. Next up, we have the major omens. So these are what you'll be solving and putting next to the curses to decide which curse gets triggered. So this shows what it requires. Down here it says it, and then if you complete it, you do that. If you don't, then that happens. So this is what I mean about it being busy, is you have the symbols down here and then all the text. Like, that's really hard to see with the way the picture is going in there. So I think they could have, like, you can just barely make out that there's a discard symbol right there. So I think they could have tried to maybe clean this up a little bit, kind of tone down some of the art. So again, that's the major omens. So if you have major omens, more than likely you have minor omens. So here's more of these. You still have the same thing in requirements. Successing, failing. So, I mean, the artwork is kind of interesting and kind of fits with the theme. As I said, it just kind of seems to be overwrought on the cards. We're almost to the end of the cards. Next up, we have the journey card. So this is going to determine if you are a traitor or not. So you have your explorers. Explorer. Traitor. You have special items. These are going to get mixed up and put at the bottom of the item deck. There's that one. And then you have your reference cards, 5 of those. And then see, like, that says card symbols. It's kind of hard to see that, though. So then you have the 6 curses and what they need. And then on your turn, how you take your turn. So that was all of the cards and thus components in Betrayal Deck of Lost Souls. Stick around and I'll show you how it plays. Here we are set up for a 4-player game. I'm just going to show you 1 player side, but you have the 6 curses lined up. You should actually put them long ways. I put them next to each other for ease of camera angle. You have the card symbols. You have the item deck with the 4 special items shuffled and placed at the bottom. You have your minor omens, your major omens, and you want a discard spot next to each one. Each person will get a character card. In this instance, I am the soldier. You will get a journey card, which you'll leave face down so people don't know what you are. I am an explorer. And then you'll give them the reference card so they know what to do on their turn. They'll get 4 item cards. In a 3-player game, you get 5. In a 5-player game, you get 3. You will get 3 minor omens. Again, 1 extra one in a 3-player game, 1 less in a 5-player game, and 2 major omens. That stays the same no matter player count. And that is it for setup. You then are going to go into your turn. On your turn, you're going to do one of the you're going to start at the cooperation phase. You're going to do one of the following. You're either going to reveal an item, you're going to give an item to another player, they may give you an item, or you're going to draw an item, then discard one from your hand, unless you had no item cards in your hand at the beginning of your turn. So you're going to look at your hand of item cards. So some of them have stuff that they say, this is just a worthless item. That's a worthless item. This has the symbols on it, so you're going to look, am I able to use that? If you're always unsure, in the back of the rule book, it does show each person what they are allowed to use. So with me being the soldier, those are the different ones that I can use. And was that one? Oh, I just realized I put in the, typically you take these 6 cards out. I forgot to take these out. These are for the advanced hard game. So this is the Crucible. So it does not look like I am able to use it because you're looking through here. The Alchemist can, and the Occultist can. So I technically cannot play that card. So instead, what I can do if someone is the Occultist, I could give them that card face down, and then they give me one back, hopefully one that I can use, or maybe a worthless card. If it doesn't show anyone's symbol, then I can just put it face down in front of me. Or, as I said, I can take a card, choose, I figure I'm going to keep this one. Let's go ahead and discard this worthless item. You discard it face down perpendicular so you don't get it confused with the draw pile. So that is the cooperation phase. You then go into the omen phase. This is where you'll now look at your minor and major omens, and you'll choose one to play. So let's say we're going to play this one. You announce any item cards that you are using. So this requires the Discus of Momentum or the Mooring Line. I do not have any, So I say I have none. You then go, the player to your left can play an item card, and so on. You go around the table. People can play it. Then you all choose which ones you want to use. If multiple people have the Discus of Momentum, they each can play one, and then we choose which one we want to use. Reminder, if it needs a specific character to play it, you still need to be that character, even if this requires it. So if one of those requires you to be the soldier, then only I could play it. Then, if you defeat it, you're going to do what's listed. So in this instance, it's draw a major omen, then discard this one. So if we defeated this one, that would get discarded, and we draw a major omen. However, if we did not defeat it, we would look at the bottom, and this is discard an item in your hand or revealed in front of you. And then this gets discarded. Some of the omens do say hints on them. Did I start with one? I did not. Let's grab this deck. Here we go. This one says hint on it. If we complete this one, you're going to look down, and you're going to take, this one says for this, place this card next to the gate of Asylum or Star-Crossed Desire. So when we complete this one, I look and I say, you know what, let's go ahead and stick this on that one. If you do a major omen with a hint and you do not complete it, then the traitor, and if the traitor has been revealed, they choose and they put it in one of the spots. Otherwise, you do its ability as normal. You're going to keep doing all this until one of two things happen. An explorer has no item cards left in their hand or revealed in front of them at the end of a turn when a major omen has been played. In that instance, the explorers immediately lose and the traitor wins. If there is no traitor, then everyone loses. Or the other thing that can happen is the last major omen card has been played. Then all players will reveal their journey cards and see if anyone's an explorer or a traitor. If there is a traitor, the true curse is whichever of the 6 curses has the most hints. And then you're going to have to pay the required goods. If you can, you win. If you don't, the traitor wins. If there is no traitor, however, then the explorers must have the items needed to defeat any 4 of the 6 curses, no matter how many hints they have. There are a couple other small rules dealing with if you're the traitor, what you can do, what you can't do, when you can reveal yourself. I'll let you explore those in the rulebook if this is a game that you feel like you want to get. Otherwise, that is basically how you play. If I could go ahead and get you to like, subscribe, comment, share, and ring the bell for this channel and this video, I would appreciate it. Also, look for our podcast where podcasts are found. Until next time, have a good hunt.